Is a warning that in some courses, such as medicine and dentistry, institutions may not be able to admit students this year. Simon Jones reports.
A-level student Azaria needed 3 A's to study medicine. She thought she'd missed out when her results were downgraded by an algorithm. The government's U-turn means she now has the required marks as predicted by her teachers, but fears there won't be space for her on her course.
So stressful to have your life essentially toyed with and changing every few minutes. 1 minute I'm crying, next few minutes I'm happy. I just don't know how to feel, and it's so stressful, especially for your mental health. And I just think it's been awful for a lot of students, definitely not just me, everyone.
Medical schools are a particular pinch point. Places are highly competitive and traditionally limited, as part of the cost is met by the government.
Broadly speaking, you need the cap lifted and you need the funds to follow. I mean, it's not easy even if you do that. It costs about UEA costs about £56,000 to educate a medical student per annum. Most of that money goes to the NHS. If that money isn't found, then there is a funding gap that falls in the NHS.
The Royal College of GPs says extra funding is vital.
We know that students from disadvantaged backgrounds, we know that students from Black, Asian and ethnic minority backgrounds were particularly disadvantaged by the algorithm. And our concern is those students who would make brilliant doctors, we absolutely need a diverse medical workforce, would be disproportionately disadvantaged by the exams fiasco.
The government says it will consider whether the cap needs to be lifted.
These are unprecedented circumstances with not having the A-levels having been taken. And we are looking at that. Thankfully, we've got an expansion in the number of medical places this year, the biggest number of medical places ever, because we're hiring into the NHS, we're growing the NHS.
Campuses may be quiet now, but all courses, not just medicine, are having to examine whether they can accept more students who now have the grades that they need while teaching in a COVID-secure way. Clearing lines are busy. But there's also a call for financial support from universities who will lose out if students reject places in favour of higher grade offers elsewhere. GCSE results are out tomorrow in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, based on grades estimated by teachers. Like last year, there will be celebrations and commiserations, but it's hoped less chaos and confusion than with this year's A-levels. Simon Jones, BBC News.
It's coming up to 1:15, our top story this lunchtime. A dramatic rise in household testing. The Health Secretary says ramping up COVID-19